beginning. In other words, early on, it turned out that these facts don't fit. That was remedied. Another set of facts don't fit. For example, it was found that the expansion of the universe within the first second is not fast enough to make everything work. So a very brilliant physicist invented something called inflation, which incidentally now is in big trouble. But the point that I want to make is that this technique of introducing what is technically called ad hoc hypothesis. Ad hoc means as much as picked out of thin air. There's no reason. You make this hypothesis, you postulate it precisely to remedy some problem. Yeah. And this has been going on. So every time an ad hoc hypothesis is put in place, another problem arises, another ad hoc hypothesis appears.
It's not calculated to give one the greatest degree of confidence, is it?
One of the distinguished astronomers of our time, Brent Tully, put it rather in a funny way. He said, it's disturbing that every time there's a new observation, there's a new theory. But it really is true. So this technique of remedying difficulties through the introduction of ad hoc hypotheses is a very questionable thing. It is a technique, incidentally, which has been used for a long, long time to keep Darwinist evolution theory in business. So time and again, when a problem in this part of science comes up, you very ingeniously discover an ad hoc hypothesis which keeps things going. Well, another example in cosmology, there's not enough matter in the universe to have gravitational fields strong enough to explain the formation of stars. So you solve the problem by inventing something called dark matter. And I must say I admire the mathematical prowess of these geniuses who come up. They have all kinds of interesting names like gluinos and
quark nuggets. And
quark nuggets. In my book, just for fun, I list a whole slew of these names. It's rather funny in a way. But the point is, these exist on paper. Nobody has ever discovered any such particles. So this process of ad hoc interventions goes on, and it keeps the theory alive. And I really consider it a very interesting question in the philosophy of physics. What is to be said about the end product of such a process? Have you then discovered a truth, or have you created a fantasy?